And we are back. It's not the last album review, but this is the last album review of season 2. You feel me? And we cannot wait to get into this one. Just like the one we did yesterday, this is another album that, as Jesse has said, definitely changed his life, changed mine as well. And we're going to hop right into it, man. This is the album review for 2014.
Forest Hill Drive, baby.
By Jermaine Cole.
Jermaine.
Yeah, but yeah, man. We done talked about Cole too, so we just gonna hop right into it. Intro.
But do you wanna?
Yeah. The keys are beautiful.
Hey, the keys. Look, this is all I'm gonna say. The album came to my phone. Get into a secluded area. Take a deep breath. Just press play. Hear the keys. Do you wanna? I instantly. I don't know what it is with music. No, nobody even got to say nothing. But if it's your favorite artist and you rocking with it, you just like, yeah, bro, that's he. The intro song, I knew just from the album cover, given the background that he had already given about the album. And it was like, he's really about to give us a full-scale biography of J. Cole and growing up in his house. And the intro was just like, the intro was so like just grand of an opening to me. It was just like, this shit hard. They ain't really say nothing, but I'm just like, it's hard.
Do you wanna be? Look,
change.
Oh no, even that little part too. But like he does that a lot in his music. Like it's this same message of like being free. And I think as we know more now, like he's had more interviews, had more articles where we realize that at the time, like going into that album, he didn't really feel that. Like he didn't feel free as an artist, you know what I'm saying? So I think as much as he was telling his story, like he was really like kind of speaking to everybody, like, break these chains, like free yourself from whatever it is that's holding you, because like is more out there. Like your story has yet to be told, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. Then we get into January 28th. I mean,
Born day for J. Cole as well, and as well Rakim, which he shouts out. January 28th, man, he just went into it straight rapping. The real is back, the Vil is back. For me, I love to hear my favorite rapper come back with it. Just like you could tell the confidence was back. You could tell that the way he was spitting was effortlessly, and it was not. I'm not trying to prove a point to nobody anymore. Like I'm J. Cole. This is what you're getting. If you rock with it, either you don't. And I love that about January 28th.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's also symbolic. Like once you realize it for real, like everything is so symbolic. For like you said, that first line, the real is back, the Vil is back. Like I think for a lot of people, like the Vil is him. And so like if you listen to his music, like for him to start out like that, it's just like you could tell, like you said, it felt a little bit like a rebirth, felt a little bit like it was different. The confidence was
energized and everything.
Yeah.
Just like you said, symbolic, like from the line with the what's the price of a black man's life, you know what I'm saying? I checked the toe tag, not 0 in sight. And then he was like, I turn the TVs, not 1 hero in sight unless he dribble or he fiddle with Mike.
Look, hey man.
Come on, bruh. And then like I even like how he paid homage to Hov in a sense. He was like nice full of Hennessy. When Hov around, we switch up to that Duce. Gotta show respect one day. We trying to stay where you stay.
Look. Look, we talked about it, man. Like Cole idolizes Jay, like obviously, but it's like the hunger there. Like, and he talked about in that article, like the hunger was there. Like you could tell, like he's definitely trying to get to where Jay's at. Like that was the goal at the time. And I think in making the album, of course, like he didn't realize it would do what it did. But shit, like
just to end off on January 28th. My favorite line comes at the end, just the bars. Like, I ain't serve no pies. I ain't slay no dope. I didn't bring no lines. Niggas saying my quotes. I don't play no games. Boy, I ain't no joke. Like the great Rakim, when I make my notes, you niggas might be L, or you might be Kane, or you might be Slick Rick with 19 chains, or you might be Drizzy Drake or Kendrick Lamar. But check the birthday, nigga. You ain't the God.
You ain't the God, nigga. What? Hey, bro. Hey, he was in a different bag. He was in a different bag, man.
Yeah, bro.
Shoot, but moving on. I mean, shoot, we get into Wet Dreams, and man, Wet Dreams is such a. It's funny.
It's every young boy's adolescence with his first encounter with just a young lady pursuing him if he ever, had sex and stuff like that. And that was just like, you hearing that, you just like,
hey, you know what
I'm saying? Cole? Like, how you know, bro?
Right, like whoa, you went through it too? Like, nah, but for real, I mean, there were girls that would text me and be like, is this what really happens with guys? Yes.
No, for real. I had a couple of my homegirls that hit me up. I'm like, well, I can't be smelling the juice, you know what I'm saying?
But no, man, Wet Dreams is but the storytelling though, and that, I mean, and it's just vivid. It's just very relatable. Like there's no man that hasn't experienced that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's just real. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know, like.
All right, so let me ask you this, because I know we're gonna go to this next track.
Right.
Is Wet Dreams more relatable? I know it's relatable, just like all three adolescents, but which one is like very, very more personal relatable?
All three. Like, I think Wet Dreams is just like a general relatable. You know what I'm saying? But 03 adolescents, man, I mean, I'm not saying that like it don't speak to a lot of people, because I'm sure it do. But it's just like, dog, like he.
It was just, he just followed up like from Wet Dreams to 03 adolescents.
He took you there, bro.
The storytelling was vivid and old. Like, it's like this is the Cole I always knew the potential that he can hit. So seeing him like do it on this album, like with 03 adolescents, and then just after just hearing Wet Dreams, it's like, bro, the vividness is fully there, bro. Like
he took you there. He took you to 18 in your last semester of high school, maybe the summer before you go to college. You like, either you asking your mom for the whip, or you just dipping out because you got your own shit. You going to kick it with your homies, not even realizing like y'all about to go a million different ways, and y'all don't even get it yet, and y'all don't even know like where them ways lead to. Y'all just know y'all not going down the same path. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, but the decision is like, I don't think what was so relatable for me was like, when you have like, and we talked about before, like you have homies, like we talked about it, in the Kendrick album review, you have homies who, like that they in the certain shit, or they just are falling into a certain life. And it's like, sometimes you look at them, whether it's the getting quick money, whether it's them having the things that you want, whether it's the life looking, like something you want. And little do you know, they like, nigga, you the one about to get up out of here. Like, you the one about to go to school. Like, for me, I was the only one on my friend group that left, like really went at like far to go to school. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, I kind of felt that, not in the same way where any of them was going down a certain path, but it was just like, I'm looking at them kind of like thinking they doing dope shit, or, kind of wanting to stay at the crib. And they like, if you don't go to school, like, I wish I could leave state and go to school, you know what I'm saying? But I got to go here because of grades, or because like this the only school I got into, whatever the case may be. Like, do what you need to do and go take care of your business. And for him to put that in the song and for it to be so relatable, that was just for me kind of like, damn, like how it more so solidified my fandom of him, honestly.
And to add on to that, and there's been many rappers that have rapped about, their introduction with trying to get into the drug game or anything, but they never told it in a sense where they drug dealing friend was like on an innocent tip, like, my nigga, I don't want you to come on this side. You know what I'm saying? And that was the difference. It's always like, yeah, my homie put me on for to get money, but it's never the story of your homie that's just like, you don't want to come on this side. And I think that, like you just said, was just like, because I've had my homies that's just like, nah, bro, like, you know what I'm saying, the potential or some stuff like that, like, you gotta put on for the rest of us type stuff like that. And that, hearing that and hearing that bars and knowing like that's really how my homies was, like straight up, it was just like, that's love. Like, it's like, this is my favorite rapper for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, this album, I knew after I heard 03 Adolescence that this album was, after I'm done playing it, that it was getting ready to change my life. And we didn't even get to the ending, any of the songs on the track. It was just like, just from hearing that, I knew that 2014 Forest Hill Drives will go down as probably one of the most memorable albums that Cole dropped, in my personal opinion, for me at that time, because it was just like, damn, like, it was just like, damn, like that's all I could have said at that time.
Man, for real. And man, I mean, well, we're going to the next track, Tale of Two Cities. Jesus. I mean, and like, first of all, that beat is crazy. But nah, like, but that's extremely relatable too. I mean, if you think about it, like, how many of us are from cities that are like that got two sides? Like, it's if you in one area, it's like this. If you're in another area, it's like this. But it's the same city. Like, don't nothing separate them, but or a street, or whatever the case may be. So like, you feel that, like, like, if you go to certain parts. Like, I mean, we both from cities like that. Like, you go to certain parts, like, it's different. Like, you got to know how to move a different way. So I feel like that was a very standout track as well. Probably not one that to me would be, I don't know if it would be in my top for real. Like, it didn't resonate with me like that, but definitely a good song nonetheless. What's your thoughts on
it? For me, Tell It Two Cities was very another, I don't know, bro. Like, it was just another person. I grew up in St. Louis and as well grew up in Detroit. So growing up in two cities, which is like, you seeing both scopes of, you seeing two different cultures, but you seeing the scope of like what it's like. Like, I remember being in Detroit and being around all my cousins, my aunties, my grandpa, being there with my mom and stuff like that. And they telling me about the suburbs of Detroit, but we, staying on the east side, whereas there's a lot of low income and stuff like that. And just riding through the suburbs, it's just like, damn, like, this is the suburbs of Detroit. Then coming back to St. Louis and seeing the suburbs of St. Louis, but it's just different. Like, it was a very different scope, because a lot of being in the suburbs of St. Louis, there was a lot of kids that was glorifying that inner city life. And most of the inner city kids, it was like, bro, we want to be where you at. You know what I'm saying? Like, just appreciate that. And like, I Tell It Two Cities, for me, I sat back first time I listened to it, and it was like, damn, bro, like, this is Detroit. This is St. Louis. Like, that's exactly how I looked at it as. It's not in my top 3, but it's an honorable mention because it's that close and that personal to me.
That's cool. That's hella real. So how you feel about the next song, Fire Squad?
Fire Squad, fire, bro. Like, it's Fire Squad, fire. I ain't expect him to spaz like that on like he did, but the beat came in.
Yeah.
Nigga, why you acting like a hoe? No, they gonna ride. You where it go? I like the fact that he was talking about himself. Which I'm not sure if a lot of people caught on early on. And now that article that dropped, it kind of just like, if you go back to this album, if you go back to For Your Eyes Only as well, like, everything kind of makes sense. Like, Fire Squad, revisit Fire Squad after you read the article, and it's like, damn, like, he's really talking to himself on this track. Like, from everything, you know what I'm saying? Just that song that's like, you need to refire yourself up, and you need to, like, just get yourself in the headspace. Like, nigga, you can do this. Like, you are that nigga. Like, the fact that at this point Cole knew, like, I have a strong enough following that I don't need to be doing that shit that everybody else doing. You know what I'm saying? This is me. I'm J. Cole, and I can do this. And I think that would help this song to me show, like he ain't there yet, but he gonna get there. But J. Cole can be versatile. Like, he don't have to have these slow, mellow beats to really make it hit, or he don't gotta be uplifting all the time just for it to get on the radio and stuff like that. He can talk his shit, and it's gonna hit. Like, what was your thoughts when you heard Fire Squad?
I was glad he was taking shots, because I felt like Cole was always a person that, for whatever reason, didn't want to, even though I felt like he could. But I think, like you said, he's addressing himself, and I think I love how he says, you're scared to take a chance, how the fuck we gonna get rich? Because that's real as fuck. Like, if you're not gonna take a chance, my nigga, it's not gonna happen. So you gotta come with it. But I think even addressing like the whole Grammy situation, and addressing the industry even to a degree, is just like, that's real shit. Like, that's how it is. Like, that's how it go. Like, history do repeat itself. So it ain't nothing new. And I think, like you said, he's telling himself, don't stress off that. Don't stress off of those type of awards, because those don't solidify or like make the statement of what your career is going to be.
And I believe him saying that was when the tides turned for people to start realizing, like, even after the, like, you seen the whole Kendrick Lamar get, you know what I'm saying, like, get snubbed, but him putting out that song a year later, the album, and then just like if you were a diehard fan of Cole, it's just like it really is fuck the Grammys at this point. Like you don't care about it no more. You know what I'm saying? Your artist, the artist who's putting out, which this album should have, in my opinion, won a Grammy. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if he feeling like that, then I don't got to be tuning into it no more for real.
I want to say this album lost to Kendrick though.
Yeah,
for best rap album, it did. Yeah, it did. It lost to TBA.
Because what did it lose to? Was it to Pimp a Butterfly?
I remember because Kendrick won that and didn't win.
Yeah. And we was all just like, I ain't gonna fake it. I was pissed, but it was like Kendrick got a Grammy, but at the same time, it's like, bro, it's 2014 47 Drive. Like, you know what I'm saying? This was cold. I felt like this is Cole time to shine. You know what I'm saying? Like he just dropped his realest album to date. Like, but as we always say, fuck the Grammy. Saint Tropez, man. How you feel about it?
It was a beautiful song, a break in the album for sure. Again, it's a
get paid.
Somewhat of
Hollywood.
Somewhat a shift, but I mean, no. But again, even in Saint Tropez telling the story, it's like, you know, if you know Cole's story, you know Cole's whole thing was like getting to New York, like getting signed, like essentially getting to this industry, and even kind of understanding that, like, damn, this industry ain't even and you gotta think for a nigga like Cole, like it's for a lot of niggas like that though. Like if you don't grow up in the industry, like you just want to get there, like you feel like you make it as a rapper, like all shit supposed to be cool, it's supposed to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
You get there, you like, damn, like this how niggas move, like this ain't how niggas move back home, like this ain't how shit supposed to be, you know. Type of feeling. So that's what Saint Tropez was for me. But man, again, like it's just every song told the story it's supposed to tell or played its purpose in telling the overall story. So although Saint Tropez is like a little bit of an interlude, that's how it feels like to me.
That's exactly how I feel about Saint Tropez. It's like, even though it's 4 minutes, to me it's like he's really just saying the same thing over and over. So I looked at it as an interlude, but I really liked it. I really liked it, but it's not in my top 3, nor is it's not even in my top 5. But it's a good break from everything you get from the album. GOMD, Get Off My Dick. How do you feel? What's up?
That nigga's fast. I ain't gonna fake it too. That nigga did what he needed to do.
I love the video too, bro. Like the video is crazy, bro.
Video's A1. But yeah, man, like, first of all, that beat is ridiculous. Like both beats. Like, but even the second half, Get Off My Dick is just like
Ron Gilmore, they don't miss, bro.
They don't. But yeah, man, I think, like, man, GOMD for me is like, first of all, that sample, I looked this up specifically. What he did for that sample is crazy. That sample, like the original song, is hella slow. Like it's like literally like a spiritual, like one of them like old like Southern spirituals. Mm-hmm. And what he did to speed it up, like, nah, that shit don't make no sense. But
Hollywood Code. And I think that's what's so, like, if you following the album at this point, I think that's what's really dope, because it's like it went from Saint Tropez to Get Off My Dick, and it's like, all right, Saint Tropez was him talking about the story of him trying to get to Hollywood. Now GOMD is like he's there, and it's like, I ain't feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Like Saint Tropez is like he wasn't feeling it, but GOMD is like, bro, everywhere he turned, it's just like he ain't feeling it at all. You know what I'm saying? It's like every move that he made, it was like there came some type of highlight of it. And it's just like, my nigga, I just want to make music, get my money, type shit like that, like make good music. And it's like y'all being very particular about everything. So GOMD for me, it was like, yeah, talk everything that you need to talk on this track. Do what I would say, and it was just a wish at that time. I wish that he would have kind of unleashed a little bit more, but I kind of understand in the sense that it's just like, I don't need to do that. I did it with Fire Squad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'm going to still talk, but I ain't going to talk too much. But where would you rank GOMD for?
It's probably in my top 5. It's probably in my top 5. I probably wouldn't have a specific order either, but it's probably in my top 5 because the beat with the lyrics, I don't think you can. I don't really think you can overlook it. I don't think you can pass it up being in your top 5, to be honest. Yeah. But then
next track, man, this next track had the airways going crazy. First thing first.
No
rest
role.
in peace, Uncle Phil. You only find that but hey, look, No Role Models was, I think, No Role Models was every young, I don't even want to say dude, because females too. It was just like, for our age at that time, it was something different, bro.
Like the song?
Like, yeah, I feel like for me at that time, the song was very different. You hear people about like, oh yeah, my mom raised me, and then previously J. Cole talked about it, but it's like just talking about like shorties not want to be safe. Like, this is where the time where they's like, oh, he's misogynistic, but it's like, bruh, like the man in Hollywood, this shorty, she don't.
So this is why I say that I don't say that. I think I love what he does because it's so layered. So not only is he kind of speaking about himself, but it's also like he's speaking about Hollywood, right? But then he's speaking about the difference too in Hollywood. Like he mentions how he mentions all them actresses from the 90s. Like not only how cold they were, but just like they always delivered. And when you think about it now, like it took so much to get put on. Like when you think of your Nia Longs, like your Lisa Bonet's, like they didn't get nowhere, get no role on no show because they was bad. Like bad or not, can you read this script? Can you deliver on this script? Like, and girls now, like, or I just like even like women now, you know what I'm saying? It's not that they're not talented, but a lot of people get they shot, based off of their popularity on social media platforms and looks and stuff like that because it's there. Like, imagine if Nia Long coming out of high school had a goddamn Instagram, like she'd be on TV immediately. Like, so even playing on that parallel, it's like it's crazy to even show that dynamic and to kind of put that dynamic out there to show like, hey, like it is different out here. Like you guys shorties out here making it off looks alone. Like they not talented. Like they not doing A, B, and C. And people try to make it seem like that's not the case. It is. Like we know it is. We know it's people out there doing that. So it's not like he bashing women or nothing like that. But I think it was it's a solid track. I think again he was able to keep his story going while also touch on the things that he's seeing, as he's navigating Hollywood. So is that a standout for you? Is that a top 5? Sure.
Top 3 for me. Shit.
Hello.
I loved Hello.
I love it. I get it.
Nah, I actually love it. Just this ode that he gave to his mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, and me, my favorite song for the longest, and probably still my favorite J. Cole song, is Breakdown. And like from hearing Breakdown to fast 4 years later to hear Hello, it was just like, all right, it's like your feelings of how you felt at that time is changed a lot. A lot has changed, and to bring that back up and stuff like that. And then even hinting at, in my eyes, hinting at his love interest as well too and stuff like that. So Hello was, I really, I think that's why I liked it. He opened up a little bit. He became more vulnerable in a sense in that track and stuff like that. So that was the only reason why I gained a lot of love for it, because it's like, Cole addresses things and stuff like that, but to be that vulnerable again and talk about his love interest, which he's had since college and the things that he's been through while he's been in the industry, and as well his mother, he speaks highly of his mom and stuff like that. So yeah. How did you feel about Hello?
I didn't love it, but I mean, it fit the story, and I think Hello is not I wouldn't, I got too much respect for the album to not let it ride out, so I probably wouldn't skip it, but it's not a song I'm gonna go to the album and revisit if I was just gonna pick a song from it. But I mean, I don't dislike it at all. It's just cool to me. It just kind of fit, not really a filler track, but it just, fit the bill of the story. Next song, Apparently. So here's how I feel about Apparently. Like when it first dropped, because like it was a situation where we got the video like right after the album drop type shit. So apparently it was cool and I loved it, but the more I listened to it, the more I realized it's nowhere near one of the best tracks on the album. So it was just one of them things where like it's cool because like apparently it's him kind of where he was at the time. Like that was kind of like the climax for the most part. So it was cool to kind of see him, bragging in a little bit, but being confident about where he was at the time. But other than that, it's cool, but it's definitely outshined by a lot of other songs on the album, in my opinion. What are your thoughts?
That's exactly how, like when Apparently dropped, that wasn't the video that I was expecting. I'm not gonna lie. Like
since that he dropped it, I would have wished it was something else, but it makes sense that he dropped it.
Yeah, like I was hoping more of an 03 Adolescence video rather than Apparently.
Know better. You know better. We wouldn't get no 03 video.
It was just hope. But to me, Apparently got overshadowed by the songs that it was in between. Like I said, I loved Hello, and then the track before that was No Role Models. Then after it, you get Love Yours. So it's just like it kind of falls through the cracks. But Apparently for me, it was just like, if you listening to the album, you're going to let it ride just off the respect, but it's not, for me, it's not something that I'm going to go back and revisit. And I think that is the only track on the album, personally to me, that I'm not going back to like, let me go listen to Apparently, or like, I'm just going to sit in my room and throw that on a playlist or something. Because the next track is the all-being track of the entire album, bro. Like, it sets off everything of like, all right, when I heard Love Yours, moving on into Love Yours, it was like, where my favorite artist at right now in his life, he's satisfied in a sense. That's the message that I took from that. And as well, sending the message to like, bro, find peace within your own life. And from 2014, then when it dropped to where I'm at now in my life in 2020, 6 years later, like this song hits even deeper. Even the live version, like it hits so much deeper for me because I found that sense of like, I love where I'm at like right now in my life. You know what I'm saying? I love me to the fullest and stuff like that. So Cole, thank you for that track. It's probably straight up. And I know that track probably got hella people through dark times and stuff like that. But Love Yours is probably going to always be one of my favorite all-time Cole songs. And yeah.
No, most definitely. Most definitely. Love Yours, man, is like, I don't really got nothing to add. Like you said, Love Yours is one of those tracks from the album. It's just like, it's the whole message. It's the whole theme. Like, you gotta love what you got, and you gotta love what you got in the moment, because you gotta understand, like, what you want is cool, and you should still try to get that. But you gotta love what you got, because it took a lot to get what you got right now. So just in general, the whole message of like appreciating what you got while still striving to get what you want. Like, there should never be a moment where you're not appreciating the steps you have taken, and that's not easy for a lot of people. It wasn't easy for me. So it's one of them things where like Love Yours definitely, I think, is universal for sure and speaks to everybody. And we go into the last track, Note to Self, a 13-minute credit.
I thought it was pretty dope. It was the 13th track on the tape. It was 13 minutes. And the fact that he was like, he didn't send in his
album credit.
Yeah, so it was just like, this the album credits. I thought that was pretty dope and fresh and organic. So I ain't like, since I've heard the album so many times, I've probably only let No Tears. I've only probably let that play 3 times out of the entire times that I've heard the album.
Yeah, I don't gotta listen to it every time, but hearing it the first time and just letting it all ride, it's very similar to Mortal Man on To Pimp a Butterfly. The concept of it being long, but it being more than really just a song at the end of the day. So, for him to have, even the beginning of the song is still amazing. Like, it still fits the message, like, in beautiful with the choir. It's a lovely selection. But for the credits and everything at the end, I think. But even again, like, if you somebody that follows Cole's, like, all the people he naming, like, he shout out Eve, he shout out Elite, he shout out Boss.
Elite. Bossy Boss.
He shouts out Cos. Look, he shouts out Cos, he shouts out Omen. Like, he says Elephant Eyes is a classic. He says Cause and Effect is a classic. Like, he talks about all these people. Like,
only confirmed classics from Dreamville, man.
So like, he says all that, and I think you just gotta appreciate it. Like, it was different. It was something that you don't see like a lot. And granted, whether it was because of circumstance or what have you, I think it's just something to appreciate from an artist standpoint. it was cool. Like it's his credits, and you know, and I think what he's saying in the beginning should be a note to self. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, all that stuff. Like the words just slipped my mind at the time, but you know, just it is a note to self to just none of that matters. Like focus on you. Like focus on you. Focus on you being right. Like focus on everything we've said. Like you know, throughout this album. You know, like love yours and let that be your note to self. So I think it was an amazing way to end an amazing album, man. Amazing album.
Super Mookin Fiends.
Fiends.
My nigga Omen, man. Elephant Eyes. This shit is a confirmed classic.
Nah, indeed, for real. Can't wait till they get on streaming service.
So what we already know the grade for this album is an A+. We don't even need to talk about it. Y'all know that for sure. Y'all watching it probably about feel the same way. You got to. It was 2014 Forest Hill Drives. But what would be your top 5 from 2014 Forest Hill Drives? In no particular order. Or if you want to put them in order, you can.
Put them in order. Don't do that. Let's see. So 03 Adolescence.
Mm-hmm.
No Role Models. Love Yours.
Mm-hmm.
January 28th.
Mm-hmm.
Get off my dick.
Okay. Mine's will have to be Love Yours, No Role Models, 03 Adolescence, Wet Dreams, and A Tale of Two Cities.
Okay. That's fair. That's real. That's real. I'll probably say A Tale of Two Cities is my honorable mention. I'm only not gonna put Wet Dreams in there only because as great of a song in the sense of how he told the story, I just feel like there are either one better stories told, or I just feel like he just came harder on the track, which I always appreciate from him. So
that's respectable. That's respectable,
of course. But yeah, man, shit, we are here. We are at the end. This is the season finale week, and you know what I'm saying. We just want to again thank everybody for rocking with us. And tomorrow, if y'all are watching this on Friday, as y'all should, because y'all should be watching it when we drop this. But on Friday, today is Friday, but tomorrow on Saturday, the verses we've been promoting all week. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're excited. We geeked about it. Hope y'all are too, man. So see y'all tomorrow and shoot. Until next time.
Until next time, man.
Real for real, I don't think I got enough like real for real. I just feel I'm starting up like real